Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 289. If you're new to my channel, this is channel about cross stitch, so I hope you like what you see. Please subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube things. And if you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back to see what we have going on this week. I am always so excited for our visits, and there is always no exception. I look forward to seeing you talking to you every single week. I am fresh out of the shower, fresh from my dog walk. Hopefully they stay quiet in there and we can have our visit. So I am jumping in with a couple of things right off the top like I usually do. I haven't heard back from Amy, so I'm going to put a reminder out again for Amy's retreat down in Mesa, Arizona. You would need to get a hold of Stitch Flossy at stitchflossy.com. It is in September of this year, so that is still an open retreat if you're looking for something to go to. It sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I could go, but it's just not in the cards for me this year. But you know, retirement and like things that come into things are rounding out, but it would be a lot of fun to go to for sure. One thing I told you I was going to hold myself accountable for and come on here and show, I'm going to start it right off the top with, is my unstitching of the Paula Vaughn. This was too pretty of a piece to just let it go. So it is a color and cotton mystery because it was August of 2020. So she didn't name them back then. And I am here to show you. It is completely unpicked, completely. You can see where it was up here. So hopefully whatever I put in, I probably just need to massage this a little bit and that would close out or whatever. But I wanted to show you, I did do it. I did unpick it and I retired that back into my, maybe someday I'll stitch again. If not, it's sure is so pretty to look through that book. I can tell you that. I had a lot of comments of I love the Paula Vaughns. I do love them. They're just right now they're just not there for me. So, and it could have been the piece of fabric that I was using. Who knows? So we'll visit another day. I do want to remind people in my description box below, I have a Happy Mail form. So if you would like to potentially just have some Happy Mail sent to you, that is where you'll find that, to where I look for addresses to send that out. If you're unclear whether you filled it out correctly, just fill out it again. I purge old emails, and if it's only a partial, I'll fix it if that's wrong. So that's where you do that at. With that, I'm going to get into something that everyone looks forward to. I get so many positive information in regards to this, and this is my featured friend. I am so excited because we are busting into spring and the sunshine and all that kind of stuff, and Susan submitted 3 pieces that are of Hawaii, and I am so excited to share these. So we are showing these pictures here, and thank you so much, Susan. I love these. So it is a picture of Hawaii. She finished Hawaii, which is the first one that I'm showing here. It's a mashup of Alma Lynn's original design and a pattern that's called Ride the Wave by Lala Hoopla on Etsy. The turtle is from Maverick J Gallery on Etsy. And the aloha is Stephen Gnome's Stitchery on Etsy. All these pieces reside on her Hawaii wall in her stitching room. She says she looks at them daily. I hope you like those. How fun is that to have a Hawaii wall? I would love to know more about that story on that. Is that something, Susan, is Hawaii a place you visited and fell in love with? Are you from there? I love people's stories of why they have some things there. And so maybe you don't want to share, and that's fine. But thank you for sharing your stitching because they are definitely a burst of sunshine. How fun to look at that daily. If you have a stitching piece you would like to share, whether it's fully finished or just finished without framed, please feel free to send that to me at janetjabber@gmail.com. And I love to do featured friends on here. I get to you eventually. Sometimes my queue gets really short and sometimes long. Susan had reached out to me to verify that I had received it because she had submitted it back in February, and I just now am getting to it. So I get to you. With that, we're going to get into my stitching for this week. And I have 2 finishes, a finish for now, what I stitched on this week, and then my other goodness that I like to share in here. So with that, Ollie jumped off. So, if you've been here a while, Ollie likes to use my tripod as a rubbing board, and we try to hold on to it so he doesn't knock it down. My first one that I'm going to show you is a Quirky Quaker that I was almost finished with last time, and it is the Sheep Quirky Quaker. clearly I finished that. These are usually a staff for me, so I'll start and finish, but just a quick little one, white and black, got it done. So this was just, it's not a mint green, but it is a green little scrap that I had. The next one that I stitched on was my little bird. This is the March one from the Little Stitcher. I am busting one of these out every single month because it's a seasonal series. So stop it, Ollie. Oh my gosh, this little stinker. So fun to finish that. Ollie, go somewhere else. All right, my next one is Put a Bird on It. Put a Bird on It is a stitch along put on by EJ from the Sunshine Stitcher. She took Put a Bird on It by Modern Folk Embroidery, and she cut it up into 12 pieces. So that it's done in a year. I broke it down to, so I started it last year, got it down to where I had 12,000 stitches, and I will do 1,000 stitches a month, and it will be finished in this year. So it's like 1,048 or something like that. But I have been doing great staying up on the 1,000 stitches a month. And this month I decided to tackle Big Blue is what I'm calling it, because it's this big blue piece in the middle right here. And the 1,000 stitches is not finished in Big Blue this month. I think Big Blue is going to take me, based on this, because there's 4 sections that look just like this, and then there's stuff here and here and here. So clearly I got one and some. So it's probably going to take 3 months would be my guess. So you're going to see just Big Blue worked on in the next couple of months, because I'll want to just like rip the scab off and get that big thing done. So that one is the one that is done for now. Okay, now for my stitching of the week, I have my Queen of Freedom. This is where she's at. And down here is what I worked on. So basically I filled in this white here and did some of this white, which is really hard to see until I kind of get around it, but you'll see it. It gets filled in with other stuff around it, which makes it easy to pop. So that is where I'm at on Queen of Freedom. Yay! She's looking so good. Again, I plan on having her done by the time I retire at the end of July. Beads and all, she should be done. She should be done. The next thing that I worked on, I'm working on in the season for spring. I'm working on Sampler Season Spring by Blueberry Ridge. And I am using the colorist and pulling the colors from the colorist that I used. So working on the border still, I put the pale pink flowers around the edge, and I'm working on the dark pink flowers now. And then the time I see you next time, the border will be done, and we'll see where I get to on the inside. I'm excited about that. This has been fun. And that should clearly, I've been doing good. So I stitch about 100, like I did the math, and it's like 120 stitches a day. This next one, you've been watching me recently plug away at Maps of Hawk Run Hollow. I am not doing the full version. I had stitched the hawk and fallen out of love with this piece, but I decided I didn't want to abandon this piece. I just wanted to like smash together what I loved about this piece. So I'm like reimagining Maps of Hawk Run Hollow to my version of it, and I am loving it. Loving it is not even describing it really. This is where I'm at on this. I just can't even. I love how I've done this. I've just grabbed different motifs. So the lighthouse was clear on this side. I smashed it over. I made this fish from a fat one to a small one. I grabbed this house that was over here and put it here. I'm just like doing all the things. I have another house up here. So I need to probably, I want to put a fence here, I know, and I probably need to drop the border. That's probably what I'll work on this week. I know there's fill-in stuff that needs done, but I'm like still mapping it out, and then I can work on the fill-in stuff. So probably when I come to you next, for sure, I'll have the border done so I know where my stopping point is, and probably the little white picket fence there to lighten the mood up over here. So clearly there's going to be water here, a white fence, and grass. Yeah, I'm enjoying this so much. There's got to be some more birds flying up here. Yeah, this makes me excited redoing this to the way I like it. Very excited. The next piece that I have is dog's declaration. I walk my dogs every single day because they don't let me enjoy my life if I don't. So this is Ink Circle's Dog's Declaration, and so I'm putting some stitches on it every single month, like 300 to 500, depending on where I feel like ending, basically. So this month I have put this urn vase looking thing here, and then I shot up off of the bee here, and there's like a tree thing here that's going, but that was basically 500 stitches in doing this and doing that. And this is on a 40 count, so I love it. Love it. And 2 more stitching pieces to share with you. This, hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be a finish for you next time also. This is Blooming Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I just put a little love in it. It's like down to like 500 stitches. So if I just put like 100 stitches a day on it, it could be done clearly by the time I next see you. So I was plugging away. I wanted to get all the houses in on it. So now I'm like to fiddly stuff. But 500 stitches of fiddly stuff is kind of, but the houses are all the way across for sure. And it's wrinkly. Fun, fun. And then I think I'm only going to have, because I think I got jumped in on these, and I have several tiny houses, and I need to only have one going at a time because it's just too much. This one, last one, I am so excited to share with you because here with you last week, I discovered I had, there's a cardinal out my window. I discovered that what I still needed finished, then I discovered another square that I hadn't finished, and then I was like, what is going on with your life, Janet? So I want to share with you what I did. I finished. I knew I needed to finish. Look at that dirtiness. That's why we clean these things. I needed to do the edges here to finish off that butterfly. So that butterfly's done. And then while I was with you, I discovered that I had not done, there's strings everywhere. I had not done the bottom of the American one. I had done the top one, but not the bottom one. So I did get that done. And then I stitch on my butterfly afghan every Sunday. So I started another one. Yay! This is the 6. There are 6 more blocks to do. This is 6. So I started my 6th to last box of blocks of my afghan. And this, if you've not been around, this afghan was given to me as a Christmas present from my mother. I collected these books. They're magazines from Stony Creek Collections magazines back in 2006 and 7. And then that 2007, my mother got me the afghan, and I always thought it was too enormous of a project to take on. And then when she passed, it became my labor of love to stitch this. So yeah. So that is that, and it was started. And that's my stitching for this week. So I hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing what other trouble I can get into and what else I can bring to you next week. I have other things I want to talk to you about. My stitching goals for this week. I want to plug away. If you haven't seen Sammy J's graphics, I'm putting it here for her Whippagories. I don't remember them off the top of my head. I know there was like flowers and paper pattern, 30 plus colors, because that's this one. But off the top of my head, I don't remember. That's why I'm putting the graphic there. So I'm plugging away at that. I am doing, I know a fancy lady. You're seeing them. You're seeing them. My Whip Go. So I still have, a Dog's Declaration was one of them. So I still have one more of my Whip Goes. And that's the letter J. Oh, I was on here and with my friends chit-chatting this weekend, and one of them, because I put the alphabet for Whip Goes, and I've been struggling to make that fit for like letters, and J, I didn't have a project for J, so I like just dance, and then somebody on the chat was like, I don't know what happened, but because I can't keep track of when some people are talking, but I was like, oh duh, I could just use that letter for one of my friends' name and they could pick it. Boo! So that, yeah, if I get in a in a jam, that's what I'll do in the future. Okay. Then other than that, we'll see what stitching trouble I get into next week to share with you. I have started a new segment on here that I want to do, and I'm calling it community. And I have thought about this on my dog walk this morning because I brought to you the little rock, which brings happiness, and like, I don't know, it's just such a community thing. I get so many compliments on my smile, and it doesn't take anything to give a smile to somebody. But I know that there's some people that like are homebound or they can't get out. So if you're not somebody that like literally can interact with somebody or whatnot, I want to tell you or encourage you, like, even though you physically can't see somebody, you can brighten somebody's day with a smile in other ways. And what I mean by that is, if you have your groceries delivered, or if you have your like you do DoorDash or something like that, or if you're taken to a doctor's appointment by an Uber, or if like Meals on Wheels are delivered to you, or any of those kind of things where people interact and help you, you can like, on a Post-it note, like say thank you if you, or, you know, like if you don't want to, you know, some people are just bashful and don't want to, you can like put it on your door, a sticky note on your door that says thank you for delivering my groceries, or, you know, just something like that. It doesn't always have to cost money, and it can just be a thank you of, like, I know those people are doing their jobs, but just to say thank you is amazing. I am somebody that literally tries, when I go to the store, I do still go to the grocery store, and I try to avoid using self-checkout. I try to go through the cash registers, and I look for the same cashiers because I chit-chat with them. I'm that annoying person that says hi and ask them how their day's going, because I think that we need human interaction and happy positivity in each other's lives. So I'm that girl. I'm that girl. So I don't know, bring some happiness to somebody, and it comes back. You know what? When we put it out there, it comes back to us. So I'm just asking to spread some kindness, and see what you can do. See what you can do this week to spread some kindness. I would love to hear that. With that, what do I have going on this week on the personal life? This week I have appointments scheduled. I have a mammogram scheduled, and following that mammogram, I have another day where I'm getting a pedicure done to reward myself for my mammogram, because those are not always fun. But I go and get it done. Breast cancer is near to my family. My sister will not be mad at me for sharing. My sister had breast cancer, and it was a amazing discovery that would not have been discovered for a long time had she not been having something done, which was not a mammogram, and was discovered at a very early stage. I have a cousin that had it. So like, breast cancer mammograms are important. And so I'm having that done, a pedicure, and then I have a sit and stitch on Saturday that I am looking forward to at my LNS. And so that's my like scheduled kind of appointments. What did I get done this last week as far as a recap? I read some books on audio that were just like fun, and it was good to get through. They were like just 5 hour, they're audiobooks. So they were just like 5 hour reads, and they were just like done. It wasn't like a lot of investment, but it was good to like do that. I get caught up in like Flosstubes and stuff like that. And sometimes when I walk, that's what I'm like reading. I'm listening to them while I walk the dogs. So that was fun to get through a couple of those like sweet love romance books. The grandkids were missing me. I'm gonna show you this picture. I grabbed it on FaceTime. The grandkids were missing me, so we FaceTimed while I was at work, and they were like being wild, but it was cute. And then I had time with the grandkids this weekend. They came over, and I had, you know, you always got time to stop. I was stitching, they stopped by, and I was reading to them. Ozzy was bringing me books, and then we stopped to play some games and take a walk. Ozzy's so cute with this game. It's like a pop, I don't know what they're called, but it's like a thing for fidgets. You pop them in and out. Well, this one that I bought has like cards to go along with it, like it's a game thing. So sometimes she takes it and I flash the cards and she pops the coordinating one. And then other times she wants to be the teacher and I hold it and she pops the cards. So it's super cute. And Henry doesn't know what's going on, but he's holding one of them and he's popping also. So that's super cute. And he will know eventually. So we just keep going on. But that's what happened there. I'm sure I'll see them this week sometime, but I'm just rambling now to keep you guys going and saying hey. But I need to let you go so you can get on to your next Flosstuber and whatever else you got going on. But please have some kindness, enjoy your life this week. Maybe I got some of my friends tell me that they're sunflower, and I get out every single day because of the dogs to walk, but I'm looking outside and the sun is beautiful today. So if you have the ability to get outside and enjoy some sun, get those endorphins moving, and sunflower. So please have a great week. So keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.